Who doesn't have choices? Who doesn't have favorites? Almost all of us when it comes to colors, objects, people. It's a very common thing to take a liking, and some of this liking is a source of comfort. Some of that is also an ease of working with others. But at the workplace, and I'm not going to say just the modern workplace, but at the workplace, any form of work that you're doing, and also in any sort of social institution or gathering, it is not good to have favorites. You may prefer somebody over the other based on their skills, their attitude, their temperament, but on basis of personal comfort and choices when you do something, that becomes favoritism. Understand that you as a leader may have an opinion that there is a certain person who's good at a certain thing, there is a certain bunch of people who can finish a certain task in another way. But if you have that data in comparison to others in terms of performance, in terms of capability, in terms of their results and what they have done till now, then it's a great source of objective results. However, when you're looking at things in terms of personal characteristics, the way people talk, the way they present themselves, the way they approach a certain situation, then you might end up very quickly getting into your comfort zone and getting into favoritism. Understand, everyone who's got a certain level of education and experience may have a certain way of approaching that. That way may be different from what you know or like or prefer, and that may still give results. So what you need to look at to avoid favoritism is to ask yourselves a very clear question. Are you looking at things in a predictable fashion, or are you thinking at the lens of importance and exclusivity of approach which might still give results? If you're only wanting to be predictable, you will end up playing the favoritism card sooner or later. But if you're looking at exclusivity of approaches, novelty of approaches, if you're looking at holistic nature of approaches, if you're looking at what could give results, then you will be objective and watch others and other people. Then you have a chance that you might not just depend on a few people to do things, but you will have a bunch of people who are competent, who you will call on for the call of duty at the right time for the right reasons. So remember, favoritism erodes credibility and the culture of the place that you're working in. Favoritism turns the team, the organization, into small factions. In fact, the beginning of silos is here. When some leader thought that they would work with a certain group of people and not others, silos start, favoritism start, and sometimes with combination of political intentions in organizations, in terms of groupism, in terms of maneuvering, in terms of leverage, in terms of lobbying, then this takes a very ugly turn. Instead of favoritism, like I said, be fair, look at the criteria of who can do things, especially with the lens of exclusivity, novelty, and thoroughness in doing the job. It may not be the path or way that you prefer, but it will give results to you and the organization. Be an objective leader, be an observant leader, be a leader who decides things on the basis of capability and not on the basis of your own comfort. When you value everyone around you will value you. That is your path to great leadership, not a way to build, not that you should build a coterie, not that you should build a set of favorites or your handy men and women and try to get success. Be fair, be a good leader.